Enright. Haines, #1 in the nation. Hayden, one of several unblemished records on this Penn State roster.
Yeah, this is actually one of the matches I was excited for. Eddie Enright, a young star for this Wildcat roster, but he's a guy that this is his toughest match likely of his career, the hardest guy he's had to wrestle. So is he ready for the moment? Is he ready to take some things away from this match?
Enright, 17-5, has gotten no shortage of experience this year, ranked 32nd in the nation. 2-0 in the Big Ten, 4-1 in duels. Looking to put that strong start to the season to the test against Levi Haines, the senior from Orangeville, Pennsylvania. That perfect 11-0. Waiting for a Northwestern captain to join the middle of the mat. Wildcats went up to Madison on Friday night. Battled hard against the Badgers, but ultimately just coming up a bit short in that 28-12 loss.
Yeah, just a little bit short, but the Big Ten Conference is so tough top to bottom, and even when you have those good matches, some of these teams, they just have top to bottom, the rosters are so tough. Matt Storniolo has done a good job kind of rebuilding this roster. Of course, the changes with NIL, it's tough to build a roster with guys you like, guys leaving, guys coming in, but he's done such a good job over the course of the past couple of years trying to adjust to this new sphere of college wrestling.
And that score on Friday night maybe doesn't reflect a closer duel. There were 2 fall victories for the Badgers in that night. You take those 2 matches out, and otherwise the Wildcats hung in pretty tight as we get ready to go at 174. Thanks for joining us on Big Ten Plus. Northwestern in the black singlets with the purple and white trim. It's the navy blue for the Nittany Lions.
Levi Haines, such an aggressive wrestler. Getting you in that shoebox right away. A lot of good hand fighting. Big crowd here, Welsh Ryan.
Levi Haines won the first 10 matches of his season with bonus points, was held, though, to just a decision on Friday.
Doing a good job of not playing into Haines' game. Haines trying to get in on those long legs of Enright. Enright, a taller 174-pounder.
Enright coming off an 11-4 victory on Friday evening against the Badgers.
Doing a good job of hand fighting right now, not really letting Levi Haines get to where he wants to be. It's going to be tough to get some of his offense of his own.
Haines, a senior, targeting a 4th consecutive Big Ten individual title this year.
First stall call right there, not much from Enright so far, just trying to not let Haines get to the legs, but right as that stall comes in, Haines doing what he does best.
Enright just trying to hold his ground.
Got to step over, and it does. That knee was getting in an uncomfortable spot. Levi Haines knew that it's probably getting close to a potentially dangerous, so it does a good job to switch to that double, get the 3-point takedown.
The Hawkeyes registering just 2 takedowns on Friday night against the Nittany Lions. And there's the first of the evening tonight. Wildcats will at least be hoping to improve on that number, as we'll get a reset before any escape was called. So you get a look there at the Penn State bench. Cale Sanderson, that .930 winning percentage.
Just does such a good job of building this dynasty and keeping it. The thing that's so special about Penn State, it's guys who've been in the program for a long time. You're going to see when we get to the lighter weights, a lot of true freshmen in the lineup, and that's just because of how deep it is. But when guys get hurt, there's a lot of guys in this Penn State room that can step up as well, and guys having to take red shirts, All-Americans having to take red shirts just to give someone else their turn. That's the luxury of being in that Penn State room with all that depth.
No shortage, though, of experience managing these kinds of rosters, though, for the Penn State coaching staff. Of course, Sanderson in his 17th season, his older brother Cody, along with Casey Cunningham, also in their 17th years as his associate head coaches.
Yeah, it's been consistent, and that's the part about building the dynasty, is to keep the same guys in there, and that's what they're built on. Nick Lee came on as an assistant coach over the past couple seasons, but like you said, just keeping guys within the program. There's not a lot of outside hires, They trust what they got going on. It's trying to get some backs right here. He's got short time to work with.
Enright did well there just to get back on his stomach after a potentially dangerous-looking position, and that is how the first period will end. Only a 3-point lead for Haines, but a lot of work done there, and you got to imagine Eddie Enright is feeling a little winded at the end of that first frame.
Yeah, but you got to be happy with how the first start of that went, because it took a little bit for Haines to get comfortable to his offense, and then staying good on bottom right there. Haines had an opportunity to maybe get a turn, see what he can do in the top position.
Looking for an early escape, which he gets. And let's see if Haines turns up the temperature here on Enright in the second period. Going right back to that right leg of Enright. That's where he got the first takedown in the first period. And he'll get his second one the same way.
Yeah, and Enright's tough to take down. Those legs are hard to get on, and you got to get on him quick. Otherwise, he does such a good job of switching those hips, getting back to a better position. But like you said, it's tough being in the bottom position, especially against a strong wrestler like Levi Haines, working those wrists.
We've talked already this season, Hayden, certainly Enright, as he gets his escape, one of the taller wrestlers you're going to see in this weight class, as he takes his own shot here.
He's in on a shot right now, but good defense to get around to that far ankle. Now basically a scramble position, but Eddie Enright got to those legs right off the escape. Still has a shot here, but Haines, all these Penn State wrestlers are such good scramblers. We'll get a stalemate.
Both wrestlers with one of the other's ankle in a really awkward position.
Ball in those snaps. Ball and snap in. There. Keep snapping, move your feet. You force that offense, Eddie.
40 seconds to go in period 2. 7-1 the lead.
Take some shots. Let it fly. Let it fly. Come on, balance.
Again, Haines looking to get back to bonus point winning ways after having his 10-match streak to begin the season snapped with simply a decision victory on Friday.
That was probably his toughest match of the season thus far, going against Iowa's Patrick Kennedy, another All-American. He gets another takedown. Probably ride him out here.
Just straightforward on that occasion. Got his arms around his hips, got the mat return, and that was that. And it's a 10-1 lead heading to the third period here at 174.
Yeah, and getting those takedowns at the end of period is so huge. You really just beat a guy down. It's tiring. Who can execute when they're tired in the end of the second and all throughout the third period.
Got to look there at Cody Sanderson, elder of the Sanderson brothers on that Penn State bench.
Ready to wrestle. Ready. Don't relax here.
Gets the escape right there.
Certainly Eddie Enright battling in this first match of the afternoon, and again, it's tough to set expectations when you're taking on such an experienced and highly skilled wrestler like Levi Haines.
Yeah, and I think the expectation with yourself is try to wrestle 3 periods or as long as you get. Don't give away easy takedowns, which I think Eddie Enright's done a pretty good job to start this match, getting a little bit tougher now as the experience of Haines kind of taken over.
That's his 4th takedown of the match, and it feels like they're getting increasingly emphatic as this match has gone on.
Yeah, getting a little bit easier for sure.
A minute to go here in the third period. 11-point margin right now. And Haines likely strategizing if he can get to a tech fall in the next 57 seconds.
Yeah, I got to get another takedown here, and likely another, but this is the part, you go into coaching when, you're going against the #1 guy in the nation. Do the best you can to do, like, a good scramble right there. Quickly gets to that ankle. Just the strength of Haines. Still fighting, though, is Enright.
Certainly no shortage of that for the young Wildcat in this one.
But see, like right now, this fight right here is just banking that time, doing a good job. Haines is going to have to get another takedown. He wants that tech fall. You see him cutting.
And now he's got to get that one more takedown, though, before this period ends. He's got it. And the officials will stop this, and it's a 10-ball victory to get things going today for Penn State.
Picking up right where he left off. Levi Haines keeping his #1. Likely the favorite at NCAAs later this season. Going to be fun to watch down the stretch.